Alright, this is my KX500 1987, and what I had done was I traded this for a quad, and what the guy gave me was nothing but a piece of shit, basically. So what I have done so far is I've pulled the engine and everything apart, and I noticed on some of your videos that everybody has been concerned about this black shit that's on the inside of the motor. Okay, that is a paint, what they put in there, and which, as you can see, never adhered to anything. All it does is just put a bunch of crap in your oil and clog things up. So what I did was, when I took it apart, I cleaned everything, except there's a tiny bit up in the top there I still got to get off, but that's alright. As you can see, the top of my piston, it doesn't look bad at all, even though I'm going to polish it up here right shortly. And the skirting, there are no gouges or anything in the piston, so that means that you're good. Now, as far as the cylinder, I got it over here on the table. As you can see, my living room is full of motorcycle parts, which that's okay. I only live here by myself, so it's alright. Now, you can see down into the cylinder. Everything is in very good shape. Now, being I didn't have a base gasket for it, what I have done was I made a pattern for it out of paper for the meantime, and once you get everything all cut out and everything, everything will fit just the way that it should, just like that. Although I have to transfer it over to the gasket paper, which is underneath there, being flattened out right now. Anyway, somebody was talking about engine bearings on the crankshaft. Your engine bearings on this crankshaft, what you do, you take your crankshaft to a machine shop, and I don't mean a normal machine shop. You take it to a machine shop that does racing products, and you take your crankshaft and your connecting rod and your piston, any of the moving parts, your bearings and everything, you take that with you down to the machine shop, and they will absolutely zero it. Because what ends up happening is, because of the torque that your engine has, what it does is it will oblong the casing. Because you got to remember, this casing for all this stuff is only magnesium, and this engine has so much horsepower that through time, that's exactly what it will do. Now, as far as your crankshaft moving or bearings, just if you choose to put your bearings on yourself when you get your crankshaft back, what you do is you take your crankshaft, put it in a bag, and put it in the fridge. Let it cool off for a couple hours. Your bearings, take your bearings and put them in hot water. And when you are ready to install your bearings, they will slide right over and seat perfectly. And as the bearing cools off and goes back down to its normal size, and as the crankshaft warms up to come back to its normal size, everything will tighten right up. You don't have to use a hammer, no nothing on nothing. You make sure that the crankshaft is cold, and you make sure that the bearings are hot, and they will fall right into place. And there will be zero play. So anyway, as I continue with putting my KX500 back together, I'll keep you guys up to date on what's happening. Alright? Okay guys, thanks, and we'll talk to you later.